Okay, so we have surface fish in the kid. He submitted this, but I hid it out so that I could rest my eyes for a bit. Took a sleeping pill, so my apologies if this is like Looney Tunes kind of stuff, but it's against the triple DD. Thankfully no DD divs, although the CAGs probably got back up. Same thing with the Aki. It does look like an even distribution, likely an even distribution. You do have to be concerned about a Lexington. Hanging out a bit. Hanging out with the Kutuzov, cool. Okay, cool. Enemy plane spotted. Looks like they're probably going to fly over the Lightning. Then takes a shot. Lightning had its AA on. Otherwise it wouldn't have gotten a shot. Kutuzov moves up. I like this position, because if for some reason the CV comes for you, you could theoretically turn to the Kutuzov. Okay, going wide. So one thing to remember, so there's an Akazuki that was spotted. His friend is a Cleveland. This Cleveland lights off a radar, you're going to be hurting. That being said, if you don't contest the cap, the Cleveland doesn't blow a radar, which means the consumable doesn't get used. And you have a heal, so you can take some shots, juke and jive a little bit. So reversing is perfectly fine here, although isn't that cool? You're not radared and yet you were spotted somehow? Okay, Ulan. Alright, so took some pot shots while you could, and you are realistically far enough away from the Cleveland and the other DDs that you're going to be able to juke a lot of shells. 8 seconds till it goes dark, that's fine. You have a 5v5, maybe 6 situation. Double DD is a problem, because you're not going to be able to fight down the Oland and the Akazuki, especially not with the Cleveland in support. So, playing safe, hanging out, it's going to be the thing to do. Good jukes. Okay. You gotta remember that you are only as strong as your backup. Further you go in on this Akazuki 13k, you have 13k. Akazuki is a better gunboat than you are. Or at least Akazuki is widely referred to as devastatingly effing strong. And there's still an Uland struck, sharking around. Obviously the Uland is wounded, but if it's 2 guns versus 1, all you really have is that smoke. Once you pop smoke, that smoke is up for 2 minutes. So, I mean, if you gotta use it, you gotta use it, but ideally you want to use it to best effect. You could, for instance, instead of cutting out this way, you could have cut over, smoked a line across the Kutuzov and Cleveland, been spotting down here. They both get to farm the Roma doesn't get to see them back. But going wide is fine, but looking to take this fight. So we're gonna cut this down. Oland has already lit off, probably doesn't have his AA on, probably shooting at you, and Cleveland as well. Although Cleveland's 12 clicks, so you shouldn't be super concerned about getting dunked, but something else to factor in, Kid has very floaty shells, so 6 kilometers is going to be a very different engagement than 8 kilometers, going to be a very different engagement than 10 kilometers. Akazuki may have better shell arcs than you, so the Akazuki may actually be more accurate at range. But you are closing, or looking to close the distance, but okay, Olin had its AA on, so he's not shooting you, which is good. Gotten some good trades, Cleveland fire coming in. Got a fire, nice. Cool. Whiff, whiff, whiff. Gonna go dark in a bit. More whiffs, cool. Oh, that is a lot of shells though. Okay, so once again, kind of looking at the position. If you'd been able to use your smoke maybe for the Kutuzov Cleveland, you might still have a Cleveland. But realistically, the Cleveland could also just share the Kutuzov smoke. So that was a conscious choice. That's not really on you to somehow smoke them.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Yep, switch to HE, good. Akazuki is going to try and murder the mass. Okay, so let's just do a quick reclap. So you started around 13k, moved up, got some Torps off. You did spot the Oland, you got the kill on that. None of your Torps mattered. Roma pushed up, Akazuki pushed up. Instead of cutting this way, what happened if you cut this way? You could have done it earlier, smoked the Kutuzov in Cleveland, but rather than cutting this way looking for the broadside shots, what if you pulled back this way? You have one, if the Aki pushes, you can assist the mass. If you take an engagement, you can try to be in a situation where the mass can help you. I mean, your teammates are on your team. It's not that they're going to do the right thing, but you'll have much more success getting use out of them if you position yourself to use them. Hipper's pushing, you have to bail. Yeah, because the Hipper is cutting over toward your smoke, your hydroed. You are running. You might be pinned against the wall. Akazuki's now going to go for your Lexington.
Fire on the enemy warship.
Yep. And this will be your death. Okay. So in terms of options, you guys did win D, but you definitely lost A. Kid is going to be a great gunboat. Kid is going to be a great gunboat to be able to deal with an enemy destroyer. Akazuki is going to be a brawl. You might take it. You might. But when the Cleveland's there, you're not going to be able to take that. When another DD is there, it's going to be even harder. Yes, they backed off. Akazuki bailed. Cleveland's kind of stuck on the rock. Uland looked like a pick. And you went to chase the Uland, but as soon as you open up on that 6k health bag of candy, you know, this pinata that you're just like, ooh, I'm gonna strike this and loot's gonna fall out. Still a whole lot of them and not enough of you, y'all. I have to say, you know, I play destroyers and it sucks when you have very little DD anti-destroyer capability, because then you're at the mercy of the enemy's front line. But you did have a Lexington. Lexington was working on stuff over time. I think getting the fuck out of A was okay. I do think trying to come back in, use these guys rather than take a fight out here where nobody can assist you. Maybe take the fight over here where you theoretically have some guns that can assist you. And you could drop the smoke line back into this smoke B right here. Cleveland radars, you leave and you come back. Your smoke lasts for 2 minutes. It's got a downtime of 30 seconds. Once the last of the smoke clears, you could have blocked this whole line and then been spotting for people. Dip in, leave, dip in, leave. You would have had your AA to assist if planes came to try to deal with anything, although I'll be honest, I didn't watch if they did. I think you were in a tough situation. You were outshipped in terms of front line, which meant you couldn't push, so then it's finding what the hell can you do. And maybe being able to be out here and spot the Roma so that these guys can farm from safety. That might have been able to break something. Get the battleships, get the cruisers moving forward because the battleship guns are off the field. Just some thoughts. D did win, so you weren't needed over there, so it's really how would we have been able to play A to keep our assets alive and their assets dead. But all in all, it's okay. So I'll post this up to YouTube and then I'll mark you for it.